Welcome to episode 270 of the Bear Trap on the Boom and Bust channel, a Bears podcast by a Bears fan. I'm your host, Terry, and today going to be doing a film session looking at our run defense versus the Tennessee Titans Week 9 loss. So one thing that I noticed during the game and we spoke about was our run defense. Obviously, Derrick Henry, one of the top backs in the league, holding him under 100 yards. Which is when the Titans typically lose, but it wasn't the case this time, but it's still a pretty good feat. And Tennessee's one of those teams that I felt like could potentially be one of our kryptonites. And I think we're better in the run game, but historically, as in the Nagy era, we've been really vulnerable up the middle, and I've talked about that many times before. Yes, that includes with Hicks. Yes, that includes with Eddie Goldman. Healthy. We used to have issues, and I think that's just part of the 3-4. But especially with Roquan and Trevathan not being downhill linebackers as much. And so that was one worry I always have about power run teams. However, as good as Derrick Henry are, people get into Madden mode too much. They're like, oh, he's a 99, so you're just a 99 all the time. No, the thing is Derrick Henry is good at certain things. He's a very upright runner. I just choked. And so he can be tackled. I mean, especially before he gets momentum, he's much more downhill too. He's not super explosive. He does have that second gear that people aren't used to, but he's not like explosive right off the line. And a lot of times when he doesn't get momentum, he goes down pretty easily. And so while he's great at a lot of things, that is something that you could stop him with. And so I wasn't as worried, but it was potential for us to fall victim to the ground and pound. And surprisingly, we did pretty well. So I think the tail of the run game is definitely on both sides. And so I just want to look at the defense first because they did a good job and I want to give them credit. So anyway, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get this started. We got 21 runs. We'll see how much we get through. I'm sure at one point it'll be kind of a mute point, but it's 2nd and 10 in the first quarter. Surprisingly, not a Derrick Henry run on first down. All right, so a moderate gain there, tackle by Trevathan. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the recap, but Trevathan has been playing much, much better these last few weeks. So we're in our base front for the most part. They motion over the fullback and do a split zone. Something that we like to do. And we see Trevathan make that tackle. Looks like that's Akeem Hicks. No, it's a little bit of Hicks, also a little bit of Urban. Or not Urban, I can't see who that is. Over the middle. But the combo over the middle looks like Bilal Nichols kind of pinned him off a little bit, but then he fought to get back into the play. And so they end up making that play. But Trevathan with a good tackle there. Sorry, I have to restructure this. So 2nd and 10. It's not the same play. Okay, 2nd and 10. Very short game, if any. Looks kind of like they get back to the line of scrimmage, and Roquan was there on that one. So let's see. We're in our nickel package. It's so hard to see that other lineman. That's Hicks, and I can't see who else that is. But anyway, they just do a zone. Roquan did a good job filling there, and it was interesting because we had obviously a little stunt here in the middle of the game, and Hicks is going to go the opposite way of the run. And I think that threw them off a little bit. Yeah, that center did a terrible job. And then just a good cleanup tackle there. I believe that's Roquan. Oh, no, that's Trevathan. That ends up making that tackle. So just good recognition by him. That threw off the center. He didn't really make the play. It was a good job. All right, 1st and 10, still in the first quarter. And our nickel set again, which is interesting. Or maybe we weren't in our nickel. Nope, sorry, we're not in our nickel. We're in our base. Short gain again. We got Mingo and Mac out there. Urban, Bilal Nichols. And just another inside zone. And a good job by Urban. I mean, it was obviously a good job over the top by, I missed it again, by Trevathan and them. But Urban really just collapsing back and not getting washed out of that play. All right, I want slow motion on the wide angle. So now we got a dive. Looks like a yard or two. And yes, a lot of the NFL runs inside zone. We're not the only one. So we're in our base here. Looks like we're going to get a straight dive from the ace formation. Or the single back, I should say. And so they're going to get a hat on the hat. And it opens up, but again, Trevathan doing a good job sifting through the traffic. And it's a little tough for them to do, to have that blocking scheme when you have this base front. There are some double teams that you want to try to combo up, but with the extra tight ends, I mean, they're not really run blockers. And so, yeah, Urban just ends up on the tight end, stands them up. They're not able to combo down, and Trevathan is able to clean that up. And there was a little bit of a stunt there, too, as well, that helped that out. All right, so it's 1st and 10 again. Still in the first quarter. In our base formation, a lot of people on the line, like cover 3. And we got, I think that's a tackle for a loss. So we got Eddie Jackson. We got Kyle Fuller, because there's no receiver out there. So they're in the pistol, but we're ready for this. And they do a jet sweep counter. Quinn. Robert feels weird just saying his last name. Robert Quinn does a real good job on the edge, making sure that he attacks the puller so that doesn't go really anywhere. And then that guard misses Roquan and Trevathan, and they're just able to take it out. So that could have got ugly if he would have pinned Roquan, but Trevathan was in a good spot. So they go a lead dive here, and it looks like another tackle for loss. I didn't catch what down it was. And actually, it's not a lead dive if it's a lead inside zone. Trevathan, man, that's the play. Actually, that's Roquan. Man, I tell you. I don't know if it's just me or if this video is just not as clear as it usually is, but that's Roquan right there, who, that's what you do, man. He never does that. Punch it. Blow that up. And that completely holds up Henry and puts him back into the defense. That's what you like to see from linebackers that you don't see a lot. They're all sideline to sideline. I think this game they have to be a little more downhill. So 1st and 10. We're in the second quarter now. Again, heavy formation. It ends up being a nice mid-sized game, but it was off a missed tackle. We actually did pretty well. I think 75 is McCullers. A lot of people was talking about him, and like he's done good. I mean, he's a huge dude. That's just what it is. And he was decent in Tennessee. So they stun inside, and Akeem Hicks kind of blows that up. Then off the edge was Buster Screen, who is not scared to play the run. People talk crap about him, but I think he's a really good nickel. So, yeah, the stunt again. Akeem Hicks stunts and blows that up. So 2nd and 4. Second quarter looks like the play after. We're only down 3 at this point. Base formation. Another inside zone. And McCullers with the tackle there. So let's see what happens. Again, just a massive dude. And these two just went down to Akeem and left him. And that's one thing that does really hurt against the inside zone is when you congest this, because the inside zone creates the grooves within, this pocket. But when these two are occupied, you pretty much make it an edge play, and then everybody can chase that down because there's no grooves being made. Even though he could have punched that. Actually, and he follows it pretty well. He just got tackled from behind. But yeah, it just makes it a little more difficult when you got hat on a hat on the interior lineman to do an inside zone, because it turns to an outside zone almost. All right, so we're in our base formation. They got a bunch look. Couple yard gain. Let's see here. Obviously, we didn't give up too much ground. We got a lot of people on the line, but they got a real condensed formation, so that's what happens. So Bilal Nichols stands up somebody. McCullers doesn't go anywhere. I mean, it's all in the first level, and I said this either last week or 2 weeks ago, that the way we're set up, like, we make plays on the first level of our defense. Even with Trevathan and Roquan playing a little better, that's just where we make plays. If the plays don't happen on the first level, a lot of times they aren't made in the run game. And it's the scary part of Henry getting past the first level that kind of scared us. So 1st and 10. And there's sirens. There's always sirens when I record for whatever reason. So short game. Out of our base formation again, inside zone. So we will see the end zone version. And again, you see that interior. We put people hat on the hat. There's really nowhere to go. You can't really get to the second level. And then everybody does a good job of holding the line of scrimmage. And I mean, even before McCullers, that's what we're really good at. And I'm glad because, I think Jenkins got hurt, but I don't think, again, Bilal is set up to be a nose. I didn't think we really had that type of nose. And I think McCullers was a good value pickup, at least for this type of team. So 2nd and 6, still in the second quarter. Now we're in our nickel formation. Not sure why. They were in pro. Then Buster Screen, as I said, not scared to play the run. This man comes in like a linebacker and makes this play. That was amazing. But they got one tight end on line again, 21 personnel. And let's see if it's a zone or what it is. It's a split zone. And yeah, I mean, again, that D-line just handling the O-line. No one can get to the next level. And Buster just get a hit. And again, when Derrick doesn't have a full head of steam, he can be taken down. So 1st and 10, 2 minutes left, 2-minute drive, or was it the last 2 minutes of the second half? Or the second quarter, my bad. So they do a zone again, stretches to the outside, able to make a play. We're not as condensed, but still, you got to deal with McCullers and Hicks. And so that second lineman doesn't go to Roquan because he stays on Hicks. It bounces out right to Roquan. I mean, that's simple football. Simple football. Why they did so much zone, I don't know. But yeah, most teams are scared to really bang. 3rd and 17. Backed up. Must have had a penalty. And they got the heavy formation. And they go with a dive and darn near get a safety. Hicks gets immediate penetration. Well, let's see. I think that's a dive. Didn't look like anybody's own step. Yeah, it's a dive, and Hicks just beats his man. Nowhere to go. You got the corners coming. And that's the thing, too, when you have those heavy formations where there's really no receiver and the corner gets to step up, the corner needs to play fast. That's when you make big plays. You need to play fast. Don't try to sit there and la land. Ain't no receivers out there. Play fast. All right, 3rd quarter, 1st and 10. Another lead inside zone. Short gain. And we're in our base format or formation. Words today. Now this time they do get to the linebackers, so they make a little bit more headway, but Urban gets off his block and is able to make a play there. All right, so 2nd and 5. They motion the tight end over. Got a little bit 2-by-2 look. This time they run a power. Not a whole lot, gang. Let's see how they run this power. Yeah, and that's just Quinn getting sucked in a little bit too much, losing the contain. Everything was bunched up there, so Henry bounces out, and then Jalen makes his attempt at a tackle, but Roquan ends up cleaning it up. So good job by Roquan. Just lost contain there by Robert Quinn. All right, so 2nd down, believe. Pro formation again. Very short gain. I can't tell if that was a zone or not. See here. Nah, this was a dive. This was a lead dive, and the tight end just messed it up. The tight end went the wrong angle on Mingo and left Mingo wide open in the gap because they're going to double team here, and he has the edge. Also, no one blocked Bilal Nichols. And again, this tight formation that really threw them off because they end up doubling here, doubling there. They just didn't even block Bilal. That was poorly blocked all around. All right, 2nd and 10. We're in the 4th quarter now. And let's see, it's 17-3, but by this, like you've seen, we really shut down Derrick Henry. For the most part, he really hasn't had a chance to do anything. And so we put ourselves in a position where we should have been in this game. So we get another zone and a broken tackle. Again, past the first level, that's where you get scared. And that's where he got the bulk of his yards. So let's see, single back. We are in our nickel formation. I mean, Walters just doesn't do a great job on the edge. Trevathan got held up too. But Walters just didn't do a good job. He ends up getting himself pinned because that's where the tackle is. The play was supposed to hit there, but Hicks is off his block. Walters misses. Again, a hold on Trevathan. But then just a missed tackle. Missed tackle right there. And, I mean, even to that point, we were still pretty decent. But that missed tackle just allow Henry to get out into the open field. All right, we'll do a couple more. So 1st and 10. Heavy formation. Didn't go anywhere. McCullers really blew that up. You'll see no ground game by the offensive line. They do like an outside zone. But again, nobody's blocking the corner. So he's there. Good job that time that's Urban actually. Does a good job towards the edge. So nowhere to go there. All right, 1st and 10. Pro formation. Another lead zone. Very short game. And I'm assuming it's the same thing. We're in our base formation here. The lead back gets to Roquan. Just doesn't make the tackle. And then Akeem Hicks not giving up ground, getting off his block. All right, so I'll do one more. Yeah, there we go. There go that jump. 1st and 10. 5 minutes left in the game. Pro formation again. They motion over. Do the lead zone. Looked like they had better blocking that time, but somebody got penetration. So they want to do the zone. It's more of a zone stretch this time. Real good job by Mingo. I believe that's Mingo on the edge. That's what really shut this play down, forced it back inside. Good job by Mingo. All right, we'll leave it there. I don't usually see Mingo do too well in a run game, especially containing the edge, but that was a really good job right there. So there you have it. I mean, if you watch the game, you know we did really well. We shut them down, and we'll look at some more of that offense. Obviously, the fumble on defense that they took for a touchdown added to it, but we'll look at more of some of the plays they made on offense later. But for the most part, the defense really set us up in position where you got a ground and pound play action team with a suspect defense. The biggest thing you had to do was stop Derrick Henry, and we did that. Obviously, the rest of the team, we weren't able to pull our weight. So anyway, go down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Share it around. Get the conversation started. Thumbs up, subscribe, and remember, stay up and bear down.